In this video, I'll be showing you how to propagate the monstera adansonii. So it's a relatively easy plant to propagate. So what you need are some leaves, and some aerial roots. This point here is known as a growth node. Cut 1 centimeter or half an inch below the growth node like this. With that, you would have one cutting. So what you need to do is quite simple, is stick the aerial roots either in water or soil and stick it in and you have your cuttings. So here's the setup. I've placed 3 cuttings in my aeroid soil mixture, and the rest in water. So stay tuned for more updates. Hi everyone, it's been 2 weeks since we did our propagation, so let's look at their growth progress. So let's start out with the ones in soil propagation. So as you can see, they are generally adapting quite well, but no noticeable changes yet. What I want to show you are the ones that are actually in water propagation. So you will notice that they've actually put out quite a bit of new roots. As you can see, lots of new roots. Showing you their second pot. So let's look at their roots. Really decent root growth. So what I'm going to do next for these cuttings is probably I will still have this pot here to be in water propagation still. I haven't really decided. Then probably the ones here, I would like to do an experiment where I just use pumice as the soil media and see how they grow. So stay tuned. Alright, it's been 4 weeks, so let's look at their growth progress. And let's start with the one in pumice. So as you can see, the one in pumice, the cutting has unfurled a new leaf. And if you look inside, right where my finger is at, it's actually pushing out a new leaf. And why I decided I wanted to test out pumice is because of this. Let me show you. You get to see how their roots grow and develop. It looks very pretty, right? And I think the beauty of pumice is also that because this is non-organic material, you won't really face issues with pests, like there won't be bugs going in and stuff. And the next best thing is if you water it, you can fill up the water up to here, and you don't really have to worry whether you're over-watering, because the roots that develop in pumice, they're actually water roots. So you don't really have to worry about over-watering problems. And last but not least, look at how pretty they look. In just being in a glass jar and in pumice. And because it's quite hassle-free to look after them, I may start using pumice more often for my plants. On to the next one. I shall use the one in water propagation. So at first glance, you might notice that they have quite a bit of yellow tips, but I think that these cuttings are still doing pretty okay. So here's why. Now, just look at their roots. So actually their roots, they are still pushing out a lot of growth. Just look at that. And why I think that they are still doing well is because of this. If you look inside the glass jar, Okay, you notice that it's actually pushing out 3 new leaves. So 1, 2, 3. So all 3 cuttings are doing pretty well. Yeah. As for why are there yellow tips on the leaves, I still can't figure it out. But I think it's safe to say that they're still growing well. On to the last one, in soil propagation. So as you can see, there is no visible change yet, but they're still alive and well. And my guess is that they're still establishing their roots. Because if I give them a tuck, okay, if I give them a tuck, yeah, they're clinging onto the soil below, so they're doing okay. Yeah, so this is the 4 weeks update. Alright, it's been 6 weeks, and I have a mixed bag of good news and bad news to share with you. So let's start with the good news. Okay, let's look at the ones in pumice. As you can see, it has put out some new leaves and 1 more to look forward to. Yeah, I would say doing very well. Okay, let's look at their roots. Okay, as you can see, very decent root growth. Yeah, I think that's the beauty of pumice as well. You get to see how their roots grow and develop. Yeah. So, another beauty about using pumice is that it is pest free, so you don't really have to worry about bugs and all that. Yeah, so this is the one in pumice. On to the next good news is the ones in water propagation. So yeah, as you can see, they put out a couple of new leaves. They've actually unfurled. Okay, original leaves. And I would say very decent root growth as well. Yeah, just look at that. Okay, so that's the good news. Okay, so on to the bad news is the cuttings that were in soil propagation. So one thing I learned from this experience is that if you notice that your plant cuttings, they are having slow growth or difficulty growing, it could mean one thing, is that they're being attacked by pests. And that was the case for the cuttings here in soil propagation. Yeah, so yesterday when I was checking on my cuttings, I noticed that there were a lot of whiteflies, a couple of whiteflies actually. They were nesting on the stem of the plant, and I believe they were actually sucking the sap of these cuttings. So not just this one, but all of them. So what I did was I disinfected the entire pot, and yeah, it has really hindered their growth progress. Look, I would say 0 root growth. And yeah, this is a sign where they're not doing well. Brown tips on their leaves. Yeah, so this is one of it. So let's look at the other 2 cuttings inside the soil. They are probably not doing too well as I would expect. Yeah, no surprise. 0 root growth. But what surprised me is that this plant is so hardy. It's still alive after 6 weeks. Yeah, really resilient plants. Okay, on to the next one. Yeah, 0 root growth as well. Yeah, but I would say that even though they were attacked by pests, they look pretty much alive, and I'll probably stick them in water and see whether they will develop roots. But I would say that they're really resilient plants. Yeah. So I would like to say that I do believe that if it wasn't for pest problems, these cuttings, if you stick them in soil, they would probably be really okay. Yeah. So yeah, this is the 6 weeks update, everyone. Yeah, and I'll probably stop the video here. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Okay, I decided to throw in a quick update about the cuttings from soil propagation to water. Yeah, so out of the 3 cuttings, 2 of them have actually survived. Let me just show you. Okay, so if you can see here, they have actually grown some roots. Yeah, and I think they're gonna make it. For the 3rd cutting, what happened was the growth node here, it turned black. And yeah, when I touched it a bit, it got all mushy. And yeah, so I would say that, yeah, really, really hardy plants. Yeah. Thanks for watching! If you do find videos like this useful to you, please help to support the channel by smashing that like and subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.